You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 312 of the Battle Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Ganata, and alongside me, actually, I said Chris, but he's not here yet. He will be here shortly. It is not me rapping the Galactic Prophet. I am not the one rapping on. That's actually KBD. But he will be here in a couple of minutes. I left a lot earlier, so I got home before he did. But he will be here soon. So I am going to kick it with you guys in the chat while I wait for Chris to show up, because it sounds like everybody has been very active in the chat so far. So let me try to go back and read through some of these, because I saw some people wanting Toto out already. A lot of love for Ian Frey. So let's see, where do we start? Let's start with Toto Aviles. Obviously, that was the play of the game. That was the game changer, because overall it looked like we were dominating. The first 20 minutes, I felt like this looks like this is going to be a convincing win. The way we were switching the play from one side of the pitch to the other with ease and just progressing the ball up, it looked like we had been playing together with this squad for over a year. I was really happy with what I was seeing. And obviously we built up that one corner kick, ended up in the goal, and then things just completely went backwards once we got that penalty. And I haven't gotten a good look at it yet. Danny sounds like he's been gargling gravel. No, I was only there for the first half, but Freeze was in front of me for the first half. So I lost my voice because I had the opposing team defending on my side. I sit in the south stand, so I got my I got my freeze on. But yes, so that Toto Aviles foul, I'm yet to see a replay of it, because nobody's posted it on Twitter, unfortunately. But from everything I've seen or people have spoken about, it seems like everybody's saying that it was a fair call. Now, that being a fair call is fine. I get it. And we could talk about the fact that it's almost a little bit of the same. And Chris is going to be, he'll be there. He just texted me. He's 5 minutes away. It's a lot of the same, what we got used to seeing from Toto Aviles last year, right? Last year, we got accustomed to him almost guaranteeing a yellow card per game. But in the preseason, he looked great, and he had avoided silly fouls. Now, I get it. This game counts, right? And, this is when it's supposed to show up. But in the Champions Cup game, even though KC wasn't threatening very much, he also didn't have any silly fouls, right? There was only one yellow card, and that was Redondo, I believe. So Toto Aviles has looked good in the preseason and in the very first game that we played in Champions Cup. Now, obviously, getting a red card here probably cost us the 3 points, cost us the game. But look, and I have some people here, Ronaldo, saying that it was a clean. I got to find the video or get back on Apple. Maybe when Chris gets on here, I'll have the freedom to do so. But a lot of people are saying that it looked like a fair. I thought, look, from everything I've seen and read in the Discord and on Twitter, the little bit that I was able to get on, people are saying that it was a fair call. Now, I do think that they messed up, because although that may have been a fair call, I forgot the name of the NYCFC defender, but he had a yellow card, and he should have gotten a second yellow card when he fouled Suarez, I believe, in the middle of the pitch. Now, it looked like the ref was going to give him a card, but as soon as he saw who it was, he hesitated and did not pull out the yellow card, because he knew that once he gives him that yellow card, it's a straight red, because that would have been the second yellow. And I think that you can't be officiating the game that way. If it's a yellow card, it's a yellow card. You got to give it to him. And that was the part where it bothered me. A straight red for Toto, that's fine. but it looked like that should have been a yellow right before the end of the half. And it looked like the referee was going to give it to him. So if you're going to give it to him, go ahead and give it to him. Don't second guess it just because you realize that this player already got a yellow and that it would all of a sudden even the odds at 10-10. So I think that was the part that frustrated me the most about the ref, because honestly, I'm not the type, and if you've been watching here long enough, I'm not the type to blame the refs. Everybody can complain about them. Every single team and their team's fans think that the refs has it in against us. Our guest Davi from Thursday, he said, "Oh, the refs hate NYCFC." Orlando fans think that everybody says it, right? It's normal because the refs it's a hard job. So I get it. I try not to blame the refs. But in that aspect, I really dislike that you kept the yellow card in when it was obvious that it should have been a yellow and it looked like you were going for the yellow. And once you saw who it was, you kind of backtracked. And that did annoy me. So although I don't like to blame the refs, I think that was that wasn't a good call on his behalf. And I think that could have changed the game completely. All right, so let me see if I can catch up here with the chat. Let's see. Redondo did miss a shot where I thought that he had a good opportunity. He went wide right. That sucked. And let's get into Fafa. Fafa, he pulled up, and from where I saw when he went down, it looked like it was a non-contact injury to me. And once it's a non-contact injury, right away, I assume the worst. Non-contact injury. I don't know. I mean, he walked off the pitch, but I'm really worried that it could be something a little more serious, because when it's a non-contact injury, and then Lewis says that he thinks it might have been the hammy, maybe, okay, maybe they already reported that it's the hamstring. But when I see somebody go down with a non-contact injury, I think the worst. So that was rough, but the game started great. Toto Aviles ended up with a goal immediately. I'll pull up the starting 11 while we wait for Chris. Now, in the starting 11, I was surprised that the rotation was just about everyone but the Barca 4, right? Messi, Suarez, Busquets, and Alba. Well, Alba didn't play last game, but Alba were still there. But Segovia, the 19-year-old, Allende, the 21-year-old, Redondo, the 21-year-old, like, all the young guns are the ones that are getting the rotation, and the rest, which I thought was a little odd, right? They're the young legs. I would be okay with them playing and give the older legs a little rest. But those were the ones that came off. So we had Ruiz, Kremaki, Fafa, and Busquets in the midfield. Alba, Allen, Aviles, and Weigand. Now, somebody in the chat, maybe you guys can help me because I didn't see the official start. Was Falcon available at all on the bench? That I didn't get to see, because that the fact that Allen got the start over Falcon tells me that, one, Falcon isn't ready, or that they're just really trusting Allen. And I thought Allen played fine. I thought Allen played great. And here's Chris. So what's going on, Chris? How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. It ended in a tie. Better than I anticipated, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that game was dreadful at some point watching it. Dreadful.
I somehow messed up my voice, and I was only there for the first half.
Yeah. I didn't scream too much towards the end. I screamed a little bit more in the beginning. So,
all right. Well, we were general thoughts. I was giving my general thoughts on the ref, because I don't like to blame the refs usually in games, but I do think that at the end of the half, where he hesitated to give that second yellow card to the NYCFC defender, I thought that's something that I would blame the ref on, because I do think that if it's a yellow card, you look up at who and see who it was and decide not to pull it out. I think that's where you mess up. I know it's a hard job to be a ref, but at that point you can't. At that point you can't.
Well, I think, and this is fair here by Henry saying the result is awesome with 10 men. Yeah, absolutely.
You should have won. If you think about the way that they scored that second goal.
Yeah, it is. And you got to tell me what you're talking about here, Italia. Wild activity in front of our seats. I don't remember any wild activity. Well, oh yeah, I remember Suarez at some point almost fought at the end of the half.
At the end of the half,
Yeah.
and then Wade gone, and we'll get into that when we go down the thing. But Wade gone, I want to say like 2 minutes before the end of the half, he made a run down the right side and pulled up limping, but like bad, like he was really limping, and he called to get subbed out, and they kept playing. And
Yeah.
NYCFC, no, we took a corner, and
Yeah.
they blew the whistle. And then Luis Suarez got into it with somebody from NYCFC, and Chelo was the first one to jump in to defend Suarez on one leg. So
No, yeah, I told you that right before you left. I'm like, well, at least we know he's still down to throw down.
yeah,
even at
one
the
leg,
end.
and no, he's ready to throw up his set. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, look, as far as like, you gave your thoughts overall, I imagine. At
Right,
this
I gave
point.
my thoughts overall, and then I had just started going over the starting 11, and all I said about the starting 11 was that I was surprised, not surprised. I mean, I guess you could kind of expect it, but the fact that our older four, the Barca fours, are the ones that are playing on a rotated starting 11, and that Segovia, which is 19, Allende 21, Redondo 21, like these are the guys that are getting the rest, and it's like these are the young legs. Let them run out there and let the older guys come in late to try to win the game. But that's and look, I don't mind. I love that Messi's playing play every game 90 minutes. I'm okay with that. But I just thought that it was interesting that Suarez and Busquets and all of them aren't getting the rest.
And yeah, shout out to 1-1 goal here. Yes, the first goal was right in front of us. That was super cool. And then the red was on the other side. The Toto goal was in front of us, but the red was on the other side. As far as this starting 11 is concerned, super surprised to see Kremaki and Ruiz starting. I imagine it's because of the rotation with Allende and Segovia not starting. But at the same time, I had expected for like our full starting lineup to start, right?
Anonymous says, my hairline looks like our defense. I don't know if
What
that's
a
the highlight
hater.
or non-existent.
What a hater.
Whatever it is, it must not be good.
I love Allen starting. This screams at me.
And
this screams at the
you don't
fan
think that's
base.
a little weird, though? Was Falcone available on the bench?
Yes, he was. Falcone was available on the bench. The people that weren't were Bright, Calendar. They weren't available on the bench.
You don't think that that's interesting that Allen got the start, Aviles got the red, so Frey came in to play center back, and then when they moved Frey over to right back because Weigand got injured, Lujan came in to play center back. So Falcone had several opportunities to get in the game.
Well, okay, this is where I guess analytically we have to look at things as they progressed in the game. But to me, Falcone is not ready to start. He hasn't practiced much with this team. We just got him like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. No, I get it. But
one of the things that I guess stood out to me was the fact that we brought over Lujan to compete supposedly for the right back position. And once he comes in, Ian Frey gets moved to the right back position. I mean, at some point, we had Kremaki playing right back.
Well, that tells me that there's no intention of putting Lujan at right back.
No way. No way. He had multiple opportunities.
Mm-hmm. There's no intention for him to play right back. Now, Ian Frey, as always, we've been saying this since last year, Ian Frey should play right back over Chelo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I think people like the whole overkill with the Chelo thing. It's kind of weird. I don't think it's as bad as people say. But Ian Frey, I think at right back, that's where it should be. He should be our starting right back. Defensively, he gives you what Chelo gives you, and then he gives you so much more in the attack. And I know we're going to get into the goal later, but that last goal,
it's all Frey.
All
Frey.
But the first half of it, it doesn't happen if he doesn't have the ball to take on a defender. Right. Because
Messi gave a beautiful assist.
If that's Chelo, he's looking for an outlet because there's a defender in front of him. Frey said, nah, let me just take that around my defender and keep moving the ball up. Look, Frey, Ian and Frey is what I got to say.
Well, let's walk through it, right? So my starting 11 thoughts are surprised to see Ruiz and Kremaki. I guess it's good. And I feel bad. Kremaki, ended up having to play right back at the end before he got subbed off. Sucky position to be in. You could tell he was upset. He walked right in front of us. Everybody cheered him on, and he looked super upset. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. First half, I mean, we end up starting, right, with this starting 11. What were your thoughts in the beginning? Because it seemed like we had pretty good control for the first 15, 20 minutes until the red card.
Oh, yeah. It looked like we were dominating the ball. The way we were just switching the play from one side of the pitch to the next, I was like, wow, this team looks great. I was really happy with what I was seeing, and then I was like, and this is with Kremaki, Ruiz, and Fafa on the pitch, which are, although they're good, it's not somebody that we're counting on to consistently play. So like, if we're looking this good with these guys, like we're gonna be a really good team. And then we got that goal. Toto scored, and like Davi was telling us on Thursday, right? When it comes to defending set plays or off of set plays, they're a disaster. And it wasn't directly off of the corner kick, but it was basically in that possession with the corner kick. And man, I was so confident at that point that we were gonna just win a 2-1, 3-1 type of game. I really thought that this game was gonna be just like, all right, let's get ready for Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the first, I guess, if we were to kind of go through some of the timeline and I mean, look, Tomas Aviles, before getting his huge, right, his card stuff, he ends up scoring a goal for us, and it comes off of like a really great play, like that play, the way that it was constructed, as far as like the pass away, right, of the from sort of the corner-ish, passed it away, and then all of a sudden assisted over to, like, it was a set play, at least from what I could tell. I mean, I got to go back and look at it from a different angle, but right in front of us, it looked like they had that play set and ready to go, with Tomas Aviles prepared to just dive right in and get it in the back of the net.
Yeah, if Aviles doesn't get a foot on it, I don't know if it makes it to Suarez, but if it makes it to Suarez, Suarez is celebrating his first goal of the season also. Yeah, we looked, I thought, and maybe the chat will disagree with me, but I thought the first 15, 20 minutes, we looked by far and away the better side. And I thought that we were going to be really good.
Yeah, I mean, that first goal, again, it was great. Toto Aviles getting involved in the goal was fantastic. Messi, of course, with an assist. Look, Messi with 2 goal contributions this game. That was the first.
Mr. Krabs, I always wear wife beater.
Is there something wrong with wearing wife beaters, Mr. Krabs?
Do you wear shirts without wife beaters? I can't.
No, I do not. I mean,
I need to have a wife beater under everything I wear. Yeah. Unless it's a tank top, I'm always wearing a wife beater.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit about Suarez, because I see people are mentioning Suarez. But after we get that goal, that's when Fafa ends up getting injured. Now, you mentioned something very critical here. Fafa getting injured on a non-contact sort of play. That's a scary sight.
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat, when I brought that up earlier, saying that it's a hamstring. Now, I don't know if that's an official thing that they saw somewhere from Inter Miami or a reporter or something. But when I saw him go down, to me, it looked like it was non-contact. And usually that's usually an Achilles, an ACL, something like that, which I'm hoping that it's not. Look, Dremundo's saying that it's a hamstring. So I'm hoping that it's a hamstring. And if it's a hamstring, that's usually a month or two.
Well, when Mascherano after the game, he brought up in his post-game press conference, he said, the Fafa injury and the Cello injury, those are things that are, he doesn't feel like they're serious. They're going to take a look at it, and then they'll reevaluate. I mean, everybody's bringing it up, Danny. It was a hamstring, definitely a hamstring. It was a hamstring, painful one. So it seems like at least everybody's.
That's good, because that means he'll be back before the summer.
Yeah, everybody here is everybody's claiming that it's a hamstring. So quite possibly it could be. So we get Fafa out. Robert Taylor comes in. And then after that, we essentially finally get to the moment where we get a red card. Toto Aviles, first game, first card.
Have you seen the replay? Because we were waiting to hopefully that they would show the replay. They didn't show the replay on the big screen, which I wish they would do. Like, I get it if it's kind of in favor for the other team, but
Yeah,
Jesus, when
they
you're
don't
at the
want to show it.
stadium, like, give us replays, please.
They're-
Have you seen the replay since?
I saw it with Mike, the guy that sits next to us. He showed me a
Okay.
couple times.
I've been
Now,
looking for it. I haven't been able to find it.
I mean, but what he basically did was he was watching the game and just rewound it over and over. And then from there, he's watching it like from his phone. Now, as far as I could see, look, could you have given the card? Yes, a yellow card. I guess they gave the red card because it was what is that like? The guy had like a clear. Yes, he had a clear scoring opportunity. He listen. Toto Aviles did like manhandle this guy and pulled him back. So that is pretty dangerous.
What are your thoughts on Toto Aviles? Because when I got here, the chat, and shout out to you guys. You guys are effing awesome. I saw that, like, I had to scroll up to try to catch up with everything that they were saying while we were getting ready to get on. So shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. I love you guys.
Much appreciated.
But what was like popping up as I first got logged in was Toto out or Toto has to go. So there's some Toto hate, okay? Which is crazy to say.
Brewing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just such a weird nickname. But what do you think? Because I know that last year that was an issue, right? He led the league in yellow cards, and it became almost a joke. In the preseason, I don't think he got any yellow cards, did he? I think he played great in the preseason.
No, he played well. He did. I think he got one yellow card. I think I have to double check it, but I think he did get one.
Before the preseason started, everybody was like, "Oh, give me Martinez and Falcon as our starters." Nobody wanted Toto. All of a sudden, the preseason comes up, like, okay, and everybody falls in love with Toto again. All right, great. First Champions Cup game against KC. KC didn't threaten very much, so not much to do. But again, solid game. Today gets the red card. Yes, that is reminiscent of what was happening last year. So I get it. He still doesn't have a yellow. Shout out to Gus. But my question, are you worried? Because I think what we've seen in the preseason and then what we saw on Wednesday.
It's him on his best behavior preseason.
Right. And then Wednesday he had a decent look. He went and I had some people in the chat say that they thought it was clean. I'm gonna look for it. I have to find it.
Essentially, go ahead and look it up. I mean, essentially, the preseason was him on his best behavior, doesn't want to get in touch with the principal. And then all of a sudden, first game comes up and he is ready to rock and roll. He is here to make a.
No, off topic. I had these in my pocket and I forgot to give them to you.
Ah, man, I needed that. So that way I can cover this damn brand here.
I know.
I should put a red card on this one right here. I'll just do this. So that way they don't get any props. This company here, they get a yellow card.
Suck.
Yeah, they get a yellow card. So look, Toto was on his best behavior. He said, "Game 1, I want to lead the league in reds already. Bet, let's get this popping." He doesn't even waste time. Says, "I can get this done within the first 30." Gets the red card. We're already like at a super disadvantage. I mean, at that point. Actually, a minute later, Jordi Alba gets a yellow card. At least that's what I see here. Ends up getting a yellow card because I guess Jordi Alba was just complaining about the simple fact that we were getting red carded, right? Tomas Aviles got red carded. And Amanda saying, Toto starting dumpster fires, day 1. And John says that Danny in the video's in Discord, he said.
No, I'm about to pull it up. Hopefully we don't get pulled down. Check it out. Look at this.
So there it is. And he makes a good attempt. He's chasing.
Oh, yeah, he's pulling.
No, but he is pulling that shirt big time.
You think so?
He is pulling. Yeah, he is. For sure, you rewind it. We're probably going to get banned. Yeah, look at that pull. Look at that pull. Oh, my God. He makes contact with the ball after the fact. But, that pull was drastic. That pull was drastic. So, Yeah, I mean, look at Sean
Like,
says it right here. Left hand has fist full of shirt and shorts.
but you
The
know what?
combo, Sean.
That's a goal. Well, that goes into the argument. What's worse, a goal or a red card?
Well, I mean,
I
the
think
red
a
card
red
makes it
card is worse. I
defendable.
think.
You
No,
want to know what's well? I
I think
mean,
a red
what's
card is
worse?
worse.
Well, I mean, the red card's worse, but then you follow that up with getting scored on,
Exactly.
and it's not even
That's
it's
what
not
made
even
it even worse.
yeah, it's not even that. It's the fact that the kicker, right, the free kick taker didn't score it. He passed it wide open to some dude that was all the way on the side. Which, by the way, I don't even know who the hell was guarding him. That would be interesting to know who the hell was supposed to be on that guy.
I think it was Cello because I'm watching that. Okay, we're gonna get banned. We might as well get banned.
Yeah, I mean, fuck
Look.
it, right? Just look at that. I mean,
Wide
geez,
open.
Louise, that guy.
And shout out to
Wow.
NYCFC supporters. If anybody's watching, they show up.
Yeah, they did show up. They showed up in different sections too. Look at that. Yeah, that's super dope. Your cousin was out there. I ran into him.
Yeah,
He was
he
with
was
them.
out
He
there.
was with them. I told him you're on the dark side, bro. You're on the Gotham side. Oh, what a bad one, Cello. What a bad one.
Nobody marked him. I think that might have been Cello's man. Nobody marked him.
Man. Oof. Yeah, that was not Cello. It was Allen. Hold on. Dilly B is saying not Cello, was Allen. The commentators even said it. Well, that's because Allen was on the outside.
Somebody needed to mark him. Like the fact that he was just sitting there by himself was ridiculous.
Yeah. Which sucks. But and look, I'd say, look, I agree with this. Nolan is saying yellow, but a penalty. I agree with that.
No, you got to give a red there. You can't give a yellow for that.
Well, if, like you said, if it's a clear path to score, then yes, absolutely, it's a red. Like you said though, do you want the goal or do you take the red? Yeah, you'll take the red, but don't give me a goal after the fact.
I think you give up the goal. A red.
Oh, you said give up a red first.
No. I'm sorry. If I did, I misspoke because I think that you absolutely what?
No, go ahead. You absolutely what?
I think if you give up that goal, because you still have a chance that Ustadi one-on-one, even though Ustadi doesn't seem to be a very good one-on-one defender goalie, but whatever, that's a different story. If you do give that goal up, you still have 11 men. At that point, you're still dominating the way you're playing, and you can continue to go, and you could probably score again. Once you go down to 10 men, the game changes completely. So I give up the goal instead of the red.
And shout out to Giovanni for supporting the cause, especially knowing that we're about to get banned. And thank you for the 199 Super Slam. Much appreciated. I do agree with Amanda saying Ustadi plays like he's high. Absolutely. I mean, what is he? I mean, I love the confidence coming out the box like that. I mean, let's give a
no. He's a sweeper keeper.
Hopefully, he brings out his freaking higuita this year. Let's see you do your best higuita this year, Ustadi.
Now, here's the thing with Ustadi.
Yeah,
I think with the way we play that high line, you need a sweeper keeper like Ustadi that isn't scared to come out the box, because those long balls that they're playing in, hoping to get somebody on the end of, Ustadi is playing as that sweeper where he is defending those. He's running out and getting those balls. So I think he's doing a great job of that. So I think that for the way we're playing, I think Ustadi is the ideal keeper.
So Jordi Alba, So Jordi Alba gets the yellow card. So now we have two players with cards on their resume this year. We get scored on immediately after. In the 27th minute, Mascherano starts to cook, and he says, "I'm gonna take out David Ruiz, and I'm gonna put in Ian Frey." Understood why he did that, but you know what sucks is that later when he takes out Cello, he ends up putting Ben Krem back at right back. Look at how costly that could have been. David Ruiz could have played right back. At least we've seen him there.
When I mean, who the hell thought that Cello would also go down with an injury?
Yeah,
when Cello got injured and he was limping, I remember I told my wife, I was like, there's nobody back there. Like it because he got injured. He was limping around for like 2 solid minutes.
Yes.
Luckily, we kept the ball in our half for those 2 minutes until halftime came. But if NYCFC gets a turnover and are off to the races, they're defending with 2 back. Chelo's not getting back. He could barely walk. So I was really worried at that point that somehow we would turn the ball over.
Well, before we get to that, Ben Krem gets a yellow card. A player of, and then we got Strahinja. He gets a yellow card for NYCFC.
Should have had 2 yellows.
Yeah, he should have. Then we got Wegan, who gets injured, and Redondo comes in for him. And this was, of course, right after the half. So I guess before we get to the half, what did you think of the half? Tied 1-1 in the shape that we're in, 10 versus 11.
Mez is asking where's Calendar. He's supposedly injured. Sounds like he's on the trade block, to be honest with you, because if he's not even going to be on the bench, I feel like it's going to be one of those Yedlin situations where Yedlin just randomly left us after like the 3rd week of the regular season. Yeah. So, and then
shout out to Davi. Look at this. I don't know whether it's a shout out. Give him the Onyx one. Give him the Onyx.
How does it feel to be Pascal Jansen's first MLS point? It feels good to be the first team to take away 2 points because you should have had 3, Davi. You should have had 3, and we took them bitches right from you. So don't act like you're happy, Davi. You know you're upset.
You know you dropped the ball there at the end, Davi.
You dropped those 2 points. You know you're not happy right now, Davi. You should have had 3.
Oh no,
but you lost it to a 10-man team. Yeah. Actually, we gifted you one of those goals
with no back, with no right back.
Jordi Alba just gave it away.
And Davi wants to say, "Oh, a point isn't the end of the world either."
No, absolutely. Look,
we're settling with point.
Look, to start the season, and for them, talking just for them specifically, if you're on the road, you're happy to start the gate on the road with a point. You want a point. You definitely don't want no points. You got a point. They should be happy. I mean, they should have had 3, but they got a point. They should be happy.
Davi needs to stay anonymous. I'm sorry, but Davi's got to stay. Okay.
No, we got love for
Davi's home team. Let's go.
All right. So first half,
halftime.
I thought it was the tale of 2 almost halves. Right. It was basically half of the first half. It was before red, after red. BR, AR. Before red, I thought we were the dominant team. We looked like the much better side. We were creating opportunities. And Matt Freese showed why he is one of the best goalies in the league, because you could tell the way he was stopping shots or stopping crosses. He would get his hands. And I mean, there was one that slipped out of his hands right late in the second half. But when he gets his hand on a cross, he's not giving it up. So I thought that he was a big contributor to keeping us off the board. But I thought before the red card, I thought we looked great. After the red card, I thought we were hesitant. We were turning the ball over a lot. It felt like a lot of Wednesday again. We felt like sloppy. People were giving the ball away. We couldn't figure out how to build up the play anymore. It was frustrating. We were holding the possession, but we didn't know what to do with it. We just couldn't figure out how to progress forward.
I know that basically at
shout
the
out to
end,
Clara.
Oh, shout out to Clara. Over 2 watches, 70 likes, guys. Come on, man. Shout out to Clara. Hit that like button, guys. It's literally free 99. Okay. And then Miami King says, Danny, even after red, we should win, but Alba did horrible turnover. Yes, we're going to get to that. And I want to mention something here because I didn't get this. Bruno is saying, did y'all get Magnus for the season? Did you get Magnus, Danny?
No. Now that he brings that up, because I have one from the last 2 years on my fridge. And I told my wife, like, you know what? I'm going to keep collecting them. I'm just going to, every year, I'm going to keep it. And I didn't get one today. They usually give it out.
I didn't get one either.
I got one.
I mean, look, Bruni's saying I grabbed 20, gave them all away except for one. I didn't get no magnets. Bruni, who's your plug?
I didn't know. And Pogba, Dave was saying that Pogba was at the game again. I know, but if he's not suiting up, I don't give a crap about that guy being at the game. That guy's like a tease. Pogba? He keeps teasing us. He keeps showing up to the games, but he's not joining the team. So
yeah. So halftime comes and goes.
What did you think of the first half?
what I thought of the first half was 1-1 going into the half. We're doing pretty decent. A man down, and we're injured with Fafa, and then obviously Cello. I mean, those are two pretty critical pieces. Those are two consistent starters, I would say, on this team. Like if I mean, I'm not, and I don't want to take, huh?
Papa's not gonna be a starter.
Well, I mean, you don't know at this point, right? I mean, Fafa was like projected to be a guy that's going to have a lot of minutes, but for the most part, people with a presence. Weigant is a person with a presence. Like
Mhm.
if you were to get an injury from David Ruiz, and not taking anything away from those guys, because I feel like some of those guys can take some minutes too. But like if David Ruiz or Ben Krem pull a hammy and come out the game, you don't feel as threatened, I guess, in terms of the future, because you know that there's other players. But at the same time, you know, with Weigant, again, look at what happened. Ben Krem unfortunately had to play a position that he barely ever plays in. So
And Ikem, yeah, Messi can't start on Tuesday. You got to start on Tuesday.
yeah.
And Carlos and White should have been down to 10 men as well. Yes, we just talked about that. That's another thought that I had at halftime. This second half should be 10 on 10 is what I was thinking at halftime. But so be it.
Well, we end up getting after Cello comes out, Redondo comes in for him. They adjust everything completely. Like I said, Ben Krem plays right wing. I mean, right back. You have, I believe Taylor moved over to the right wing. I'm not.
He went to the right side and Segovia came into the left.
Yeah, well, that was later when
Segovia came in.
Yes. Now, but then you had Busquets and Redondo sort of playing the double pivot. I mean, look, it was necessary changes that had to be made. The moment that happened, Ben Krem to me was trying his best, but luckily Ian Frey was able to help a lot with Kremaki playing the right back position. It's just I don't think that he's suited for that position. Maybe I'm wrong, you know, but it didn't help that he doesn't have any experience with that. And speaking of that, Thomas is saying Gressel is cooked. I mean, maybe having him would have been good. Yeah.
Today, with the injuries, it would have been good to have him.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And he wasn't even on the bench, Danny.
No, I know. Look, we've said that we thought that Gressel and Drake wouldn't be here by the time start of the season. They're both here, which was surprising to me. But the fact that they're not even on the bench, maybe they're still trying to figure out how to move them on, because I'm surprised that they're not even on the bench.
Wow, man, that's tough, dude. Well, we end up getting scored on again, Danny. We get scored on. Martinez scores on us, 55th minute, and
I'm sorry to cut you off, but Alonso Martinez, look out for this kid, because this kid's going to be a baller. If you have like a fantasy or something, that kid's going to be a baller. Last year he was balling and nobody's talking about him, and he almost had 2 goals on us today. But that Jordi Alba play is inexplicable. I'm not sure what he thought he saw, or just is it the fact that they're just playing lackadaisical, like they're not focused, because the fact that he kind of just literally just gave it away to him, it's hard to understand what happened. And Ustadi played a great game, but I felt like I get it, right? You protect near post. You should never get beat near post. But I felt like he was making sure he didn't get beat near post so much that he basically just left the goal open.
Yes,
like,
he did.
I don't know. But that was really bizarre. Oh, Amanda took the word out of my mouth. That was really bizarre what Jordi Alba did there, and that was almost as bad as the red card, because he basically just handed them a goal.
Well, that's the worst part, right? And there were a couple plays where Jordi Alba made a couple boneheaded passes. Maybe people just weren't in sync with each other. I mean, Luis Garcia is here saying, I honestly feel like Drake blocks one of those 2 goals tonight.
I don't know about the first one. I don't know about either one of those, but I'm telling you, Drake is. I mean, he did it so much with us in the past. Those one-on-one situations where he has to cut off an angle that maybe he doesn't, but he has shown that he can do
But
it.
he was sold at that point. Like once the turnover occurred, it's 1-on-1. It's a wrap. With
Yeah,
that
no,
much space and separation, forget about it.
most goalies are giving up a goal there. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not fully blaming Ustadi.
Yeah. That
But
goal, that goal, unfortunately, I wouldn't blame it on Ustadi. It was a terrible
he was probably
pass.
shocked. He probably
Yes.
didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and Shadow Wolf saying bad defending is contagious. Is that what's happened? Maybe. Maybe
Look,
Jordy
but
Alba caught the bug.
we can't do that though, man. It's so hard to play football with one less person for 60 plus minutes.
Almost 70 minutes because they played
Almost
extra.
70 minutes.
Played an extra, was it 8 minutes in the first half and an extra 11 minutes? Probably more than 11, right? Because of the goal, so like 12, 13 minutes.
Yes.
So they played well over an hour with just 10 men.
Well, I mean, by that point, we're losing.
We're still creating chances, right?
Yes, we were still.
It wasn't consistent, but we were creating chances.
Well, at that point, Danny, we get scored on, and then that's when Mascherano says, "All right, I need to take." And at this point is when I started even talking to your brother. I said, "Dude, we're playing 10 people on the pitch. Take away the goalie, that's 9. Take away Luis Suarez and Messi, that's 7. 7 people defending,
Well,
other than obviously the goalie. So then Suarez gets taken out 59th minute. Same thing for Ben Krem. He gets taken out, and they bring in Gonzalo Lujan and Telasco Segovia. Now, what ends up happening here is Ian Frey moves from the center back to the right back, where we have Gonzalo Lujan playing right center back. We have Telasco Segovia, who comes in. He plays left wing or left mid, and then Robert Taylor moves over to the right mid or right wing. And then Messi ends up playing sort of like a false 9 at this point. I mean, at this point, we're trying to do whatever we can to be able to get some pressure. And the one thing I have to mention is Ian Frey, throughout those next 20 plus, 30 plus minutes, was one of the players that had the fucking biggest cojones to take the ball and push it. Had no shame. Skilled around players too. Lost it.
But before that, and I see people in the chat, I'm not saying that Drake wins us this game. Ustadi had one hell of a game. If he doesn't come out to defend some of those long balls, when we're playing that high press and going for the goal, they probably score 1 or 2 more goals. So Ustadi could, when we get to man of the match other than Messi, he could be that guy because he did so well coming out of the box on those.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm not saying that Drake would have done that or done this. All I was saying is that on the one-on-ones, Drake, I think, does a better job. But overall, for this game, the way that we were playing, I think Ustadi did a phenomenal job. And I don't think Drake would have came out of the box like Ustadi did to be that sweeper. So,
This is where I think I have to fully 1,000% agree. One goal mentions Ian Frey and Noah Allen balled out. I mean, to me, they were ballers tonight. They were ballers tonight.
Ian Frey, I was talking to Solana a little while ago, and he was telling me that he didn't think that Ian Frey had as good of a game as I thought. And I was surprised that he said that. And he said that he felt like Ian Frey was turning the. Well, he said that he thought that
Ian Frey did lose the ball.
Right. He said that he was, but I feel like when you are a fullback that's pushing the ball up, and you're playing with 10 men, you're gonna do that. I'm not getting. Look, he shouldn't. Right. You don't want anybody giving up the ball, but that happens. Now, I looked it up, and he completed 89% of his passes.
Granted, Soccer Daddy.
So I get it, right? But 89% of your passes completed is not that bad, especially when you're a right back that's helping in the attack, which, by the way, we were having a hard time with that. I think Ian Frey was doing a phenomenal job. I would say Ian Frey had a pretty good game.
Well, not only him, but Noah Allen was also pushing from the left side as well. There were times where he was trying to push the pace up a little bit. Those are 2 dudes right there that, to me, They got balls, man. They push it up. They push the pace. Ian Frey has no shame. Does nice moves around players. I mean, literally was like doing okey dokes, kicking over players. It was amazing.
Ian Frey did have one bad turnover that could have led to the goal.
Yes.
But I think Ian Frey had a phenomenal game, especially for somebody that doesn't consistently get playing time.
Right here, Frey was fighting hard.
I like Cello, right? But I've said it from last year. I'm okay with Cello being the right back if you're not going to put Ian Frey there. But I think Ian Frey should be always the starting right back. I think Ian Frey does a phenomenal job defensively and in the attack. So
yes,
he gives you both. And it seems like they're putting him at right back over Lujan. So if Cello is injured, I'm expecting to see more Ian Frey coming in the future. And I hope it's an Ustadi Drake situation where if Frey is in that position and he's playing well,
it's his to lose.
Exactly. He won the position. So let's see what happens, right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves, I guess, because we don't know what happened to Weigand. But I would love for Drake to get that opportunity to become the permanent right back.
Well, let's talk about what happened after 90 minutes plus 10. We end up finally it was 11 in total. We scored on the 10th or 11th extra minute, and we end up getting the goal. And Ian Frey literally pushed it back from where his position began, pushed it up, great pass ahead, gets injured, which I was devastated. I don't know if it showed you guys on the TV, but Ian Frey
got injured.
Yeah, Ian Frey fell down.
He collided with somebody, but he stood up afterwards.
Well, yeah, but he was on. For those of you that are watching live, I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. He was on the pitch for like a good 4 minutes, like to the point where like Jordi Alba ran over, looked at him, and called over people from the sideline. I said, "Oh no, don't tell me that he just got injured." Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
maybe I saw him collide with somebody when he gave the ball up, when he passed the ball.
Well,
but I didn't think it was anything serious.
Did they show any of Ian Frey after that? Because what ended up happening was he laid flat on the ground. They scored. Then Jordi Alba came, looked him over, and then said, sidelines guys got to come in. They came in. Like 3-4 minutes later, he stands up. He goes on the sideline. There's a little thing going on with him and the ref. The ref decides, no, you got to stay on the sidelines. And he ended up staying on the sideline for like another minute. And then they called him back in.
Okay, but he kept playing.
Yes, he did.
So he didn't get
Anonymous
injured.
is saying he didn't get injured, but he was bleeding from his mouth. Well, I thought it was serious because when Jordi Alba ran over to see what was wrong with him, he immediately called the people from the side.
It looked like they collided pretty hard. It looked like they collided pretty hard. But we had the advantage, so the ref just kept playing.
Okay, Gus was saying they were checking for concussion. Okay.
Well, hopefully he didn't have a concussion. Well, he got it back in the game, so he couldn't have had a concussion.
Yeah, they allowed him to run up and back on the side.
We need him on Tuesday, so hopefully he's 100% okay. All right. When you thought that we had 11 extra minutes, did you think that we were going to get a draw?
Yes.
Yeah. I oddly felt confident that we would somehow end up with a late goal also, which is weird. It's a nice feeling, honestly, because you almost feel like you always have a chance. Now, there were beautiful opportunities where it felt like NYCFC might catch us on the counter because we were going for the goal.
Oh, yes.
And it felt like sometimes that they might get it. But no, man, I felt pretty good. I was like, you know what? I think we have a really good chance. And I don't know. I felt confident, not 100%. Like, oh, we're gonna score. I'm gonna put money on it. But I was like, no, we still got a chance. Like until this whistle blows, I still think we could win. And I mean, look at that.
It's definitely possible. And Soccer Daddy, you're mentioning that you felt like we lost. I don't want to say that we lost. Like we were playing a man down. We had pretty key injuries.
They had a great opportunity towards the end of the game. And I forget who it was, Fernandez. So whoever came in for Alonso Martinez. Thank God it wasn't Alonso Martinez. He got the ball and like first timed it, and like it went wide left. I was like, what the hell was that about? Like
that was
no patience. Yeah, no patience. They could have taken a 3-1 lead at that point and put the nail in the coffin. Thank God he didn't. But yeah, NYCFC had their chances. Oh yeah, so it was Fernandez. Okay, so yeah, because there was a really good chance there at the end, and you know, I mean, obviously, I'm thankful that it didn't go in, and they still left us with that opportunity. But I did when I saw 11 minutes, I was like, oof, we're gonna draw, and that's how I felt.
Let's go ahead and finish this puppy up here, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
So standouts. Who was your? I mean, are we gonna go through this? Well, first let's bring this up. Let me go to the Super Slam. Shout out to Christian with a $2. Said ship the ref to Afghanistan. I don't like refs that control the game with cards. I don't like it.
That's the only way to control a game.
No, man. I feel
if
like
you don't give a card, people are just gonna keep just kicking the crap out of each other because there's no consequence. You have to give a card. I'm okay with them giving cards, but if you're gonna give a straight red, I get it. Maybe he earned it. Like, there's 2 yellows to be given to the defender from NYCFC. Give them. Don't just give that first one and then the second one be like, ooh, no, if I give him the second one, then it's a red. All of a sudden we're 10-10. I don't want to change the game. And
at that point you already did.
No.
Yeah, you already
like outside of that though, the ref didn't bother me. It was that one instance that I was annoyed. But outside of that, like I said, I'm not big on blaming refs.
So I think, and look, I don't want to say that the referee was one-sided, Henry. I don't think that it's fair to say that. I feel like, dude, Toto Aviles literally pulled a player down. Can't do anything about that.
No, but that should have been a second yellow.
Yeah, it should, for sure. There should have been a second yellow.
But outside of that, the refs, like I said, I have a really hard time ever blaming the refs because it's such an easy thing to do, and everybody does it. Davi said on Thursday, the refs hate us. We've had Orlando fans come on as a guest, or the refs hate us. Everybody feels like the refs is against them. I think that everybody says that. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I did think it was a handball.
It hit the knee first. I didn't.
But his arm was up and it hit his arm.
Remember, this is on the other side of where we sit. No, they didn't show the replay in the stadium.
They were showing the replays, man.
Yeah, man, it's terrible.
Well, I was driving, so I was like half eyeing it, but
yeah,
it did hit his leg. But when it went up his leg, his arm wasn't tucked in.
It did. Yes,
his arm was up and it hit his arm. Like, I was surprised they didn't go check that in VAR. Like, they did the whole quick little, like, should I go check it out? No? Okay, let's go. It was pure thigh, never a handball. Davi, if it hits your elbow and your elbow is up, that's a handball. It doesn't actually have to touch your hand. The elbow constitutes handball, and it hit the elbow. So I thought that it should have been a handball.
Well, Sean is saying there was a camera right there and showed on Apple. And Dennis is saying, I looked at it, it hit his knee first.
But if it bounces off your knee, so if it hits and maybe I'm wrong on this. So if it hits the leg first and then goes up and hits your elbow and stops the ball from progressing to where the cross was going to go because it hit the knee first, it's no longer a handball?
That's a good question.
I'm asking.
No,
I'm not saying that is one. That's a sincere question.
Yeah.
So Davi saying it hit his legs first, so he really can't move his arm that fast. Okay.
It wasn't conclusive, Dennis Lopez is saying, but at the same time, I actually think that it's a good question what you're asking.
Well, it 100% hit his leg first, 100%. But it hit his leg, and it was going to continue going across to, I don't know who was standing there, but it was going to continue moving. His arm stopped it. So that's why I was like, well, that has to be a handball. It hit his elbow.
And let me tell you, we're at that level, Esteban. I totally agree with you. Only the small-minded, low-complex football clubs complain about referees when they do not get the result they want. I actually absolutely agree with this.
Well, I don't. That's why I say I'm not a big fan of complaining about the refs because everybody complains about the refs. You can literally go to any loss, and the losing team can probably point out to something that the ref missed because that's a hard ass job.
They're humans. They're humans.
That's a hard job. And you know, you always feel like, I mean, the calls that go against you hurt you. So I don't know. I'm not big on that. But that second yellow card, unforgivable. The handball, although I did think it was a handball. Like I forgot about it. Look, that's how much I
Yeah.
forgot about it. So it wasn't as big a deal. But that second yellow did bother me.
So let's do standouts, Danny.
All right. You want
I
to
mean,
start?
standout is man of the match, kind of, no?
It could be more than one. What were
Okay,
your
my
standouts?
standout, I'll give you a person that stood out to me. A
Mhm.
person that stood out to me was Robert Taylor.
Okay.
Robert
Interesting.
Taylor came in at a time where I imagine he didn't even expect to get a minute. I mean, you see how he's been getting treated
Mhm.
for the last 2 years in terms of like his
But
presence on this team.
he was effective up until that red card, in my opinion. Like from the 7th minute to the 22nd minute, those 15 minutes where we were 11 strong and Fafa had left the game, I felt like Robert Taylor was really involved.
There were a couple opportunities that he had the chance to put the ball in the back of the net. And I felt like he did well considering the circumstances. And I think that at that point, considering he wasn't going to play, or he probably didn't expect to play, I feel like he did pretty well. He stood out to me. He's a standout, so he stood out.
Okay. I would say Ustari, because I thought that,
Okay.
again, for us playing that high line with 10 men,
Yeah.
having that sweeper keeper is crucial.
Critical.
And I think he did a great job coming out of the box. So Ustari, Ian Frey, obviously. I thought Noah Allen played well also. And I mean, Messi's an obvious one, right?
Yes. Absolutely is an obvious one. And
I'm
well,
ex-
Danny
ex-
just
oh, did I freeze?
yeah, you froze, but go ahead.
Okay.
You're coming back in the 560.
What was the last thing you heard from me?
The something about I don't remember, dude.
All
You
right.
kind of just
Well,
froze and
you were stop paying attention. Okay, so like I was saying, to me it was Ustadi, Frey, Allen, Messi's an obvious one, and I don't want to say Segovia because I think people will say Segovia because of the goal. And although I'm expecting huge things from him this year, I didn't think he had the best game. I
No.
think the goal saved him, right?
Yes.
And that was class the way he had to just chip the keeper.
Oh,
so
yes.
I'm not gonna say he had a bad game. He had the biggest moment, but I wouldn't say he's a standout because it wasn't a great game from Segovia, which I'm expecting him to have a lot of. But I don't think today was it.
And Elbigot is saying my lack of sleep is showing. Absolutely, dude. I am dying to get sleep. I am dying. Que pena. I want to get
easy. This one's easy.
Is it easy? I'm gonna get this guy out of the way because I don't think he's gonna get many que penas after the next 2 games. Luis Suarez.
Oh, okay.
Luis Suarez gets my que pena.
Okay.
He had a couple opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. That's like his main job. And I'm only doing it because I know that he's going to improve. Same thing happened last season. As a matter of fact, I can't even say same thing happened last season because at least this preseason, he's had many goal contributions.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a schlep that we're talking about here. I think in a game or two, he's going to find the mojo and we're going to be good to go. But I do agree with a lot of people, and they're not happy about Luis Suarez. So Luis Suarez is going to get my Que Pena award.
It would have been for me Toto Aviles for the red card.
Yeah.
But Jordi Alba, Que Pena. Like, what was that? Like, that was really bad. Like, and I'm sure that he doesn't even know what the hell just happened. Like, It was so weird. And I have to go back and watch it, but I have no idea what he thought. And Jordi Alba, and no way, just because I say Que Pena award, do I think that Jordi Alba is a horrible player or anything like that. But today, he deserves that Que Pena award because I you know how I say I don't really care to hear players talk. Like, I don't think that they say anything interesting. I would like to hear him talk. I want what did you think you saw? Like, I just want to know. Like, not because I want to criticize him or anything, He is a world-class player, one of the greatest left backs of all time. But I'm kind of like, what did you think you saw? Because I don't understand that pass at all.
We're gonna catch strays in the chat after this tonight. Like,
No.
you're going after Alba, I'm going after Suarez. Like,
People only care to defend Messi.
okay, well, we'll see.
People only care to defend Messi.
Because
it's funny.
in the last episode we caught strays. I think I caught more strays than I ever have in any episode ever in history.
We got a comment not too long ago, 2 days ago, saying, and I quote, "No wonder nobody really watches your channel. These clowns talk about football and criticizing players when you don't even know how to kick a ball." So I replied, "What players did we criticize?" And then this is what they replied. Oh, no. And then I said, because he said, if you talked more about Messi, you'd have more subscribers.
Oh, yes. I remember seeing that.
And I said, okay, what players did I criticize? I'm sure if we talked more Messi, we probably would get more followers. And this is his reply. "That's only if your podcast is interesting, but no, y'all are so boring and don't know what you're talking about. Other YouTubers that talk about Messi are definitely benefiting from you. Like it or not, Messi is the shit."
I told you that we've been talking about too many compact plays and running in behind and linking up plays. We've been using too many of those football phrases, Danny. We're getting boring.
No, I just think it's wild how much. Hey, dude, like I promise you, there's nothing we could say that would make Messi fans happy. Like, and I'm sure that there's Messi fans in the chat. But you know what Messi fans I'm talking about.
We need to be careful.
There's nothing. No, fuck them. There's nothing I can say to make them happy. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like, what the fuck? Like, we were on Tuesday or Wednesday. We were talking about like he just had a master play. It was master class. He won us the game. It was Messi magic. Comments. Your team would be nothing without Messi. Your shit club. You don't deserve it. All you do is embarrass him. I'm like, what the fuck did I say? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's wild to me.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm sorry. Let's get off of this.
Look, so yes, we're breathing his air. Qué pena goes to
Jordi Alba, in my opinion. It could have been Toto Aviles because honestly, that was the game changer. But man, even with that, we could have won.
Yeah.
So that Jordi Alba, unfortunately, and I love Jordi Alba, but that today was rough. I don't know what the fuck that was.
All right, so then we go to man of the match other than Messi. I'll tell you right now, it's Ian Frey for me.
Man of the match other than Messi. That's literally one of our topics. Is man of the match other than Messi. So who's your man of the match other than Messi? Because Messi is obviously great always.
Yes, he is. My man of the match other than Messi is Ian Frey.
Okay.
Ian Frey came in and helped us and propelled us to be better with a man down from a defensive position. Yep. From a defensive position, from a wingback position, obviously, but
shout out to Hash real quick. Why do you care about them so much, Danny? I don't. That's just one of many, many comments. It's just that you get so many of them that I sometimes like, just stop watching. Hey,
no.
If you don't like that we don't talk enough about Messi, stop fucking watching. We don't give a fuck about you. Stop watching.
Get out. But I do have to say, we do have a lot of fans, a lot of people that support the channel and support the fam, and they watch us. They came because of Messi, and they get it. They've loved it, and we've been rocking with them, and it's like a really good balance. But I feel like there are a percentage of people who are a little extreme. And I mean, look, with every right, but at the same time, like if we can't give you enough Messi, I'm pretty sure that there's
in
like
my house. I love Messi, but man, do I hate you crazy? I don't even know what to call you guys. Like you guys are wild.
I'm pretty sure there's podcasts out there that talk about Messi.
There are. All right. Man of the match other than Messi, I'm gonna give it to Ustari. Ustari, I think, although it doesn't like maybe it's like stand out because it was like just not one play and it wasn't a clean sheet. I do think that absolutely game changing what he was doing coming out of the box with all those opportunities that they could have had because we were going for it with 10 men. We were going for it. and they kept playing those long balls, and Ustadi was coming out the box. I think Ustadi did a great job.
Listen, there was a play, and getting to that, we're gonna go ahead and just bring it up right here. When we won't go the Italia moment of the night. The Italia moment of the night to me was
Segovia was
man of the match other than
man of the
Messi.
yeah.
I think that's goal bias, but I get it.
Henry, please don't be rude to fans. I'm not being rude to fans.
We're not
They're
trying to be
fans.
rude, I promise.
They're not fans. All they do is insult us, Henry.
Like Henry, you said you have been that you came here because of Messi. But like look at what you're doing. You're here, you're interacting with us, with everybody in the chat. Like we're having a healthy, great discussion about football, about Inter Miami, about Messi, about the players that play around Messi. Like this is this is what it should be.
If you haven't insulted us on the YouTube comments, I'm not talking about you.
Yeah.
This is strictly to the people that insult us and then keep watching and continue to insult us. Just stop watching.
Yeah.
All right, good.
But I'll tell you this much. And as far as like the Italia 1-1 goal moment of the match, the moment of the match to me was when Ustadi came out and he sat on the ball and blocked it. There was a ball that almost megged, and then he sat on it. He stopped it with his butt.
Yeah.
That is the moment. That's the Italia moment of the match for me.
I'll give you mine. I saw it when I was looking for the Thomas Aviles
in the information
red card. Yeah, when I was scrolling through the game, I saw it live, but I didn't realize how close it was. There was a Maxi Morales shot from outside the box that looked like it floated, and Ustadi kind of tipped it up. But I thought he tipped it up just to be safe. When I saw it just now in the replay, that was going in.
Yeah.
And that was a great reflex by Ustadi to knock it out. From our seats, it didn't look that way. But now that I saw it on the TV angle, that was a great block. So yeah. I guess a lot of Ustadi love randomly for me today because I thought that he had a great game.
Hey, he's a sexy sweeper keeper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to Ustadi.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask. We got this game wrapped up. We got SKC on Tuesday. Got ourselves a pretty jam-packed week, no?
Absolutely. We're gonna have another preview on Monday. And shout out to Henry. I used to be a cool guy. Yeah, sometimes it does happen, and we usually don't bring it up, but how did I even bring it up? What did you said something that reminded me of it. We got on Monday, we're going to be doing the preview of KC. Tuesday, we got the actual KC game. Yeah. I'm not sure what we're doing Wednesday. Thursday, we got a preview of Houston we got next week. In Houston.
On Saturday or Sunday?
That's a great question.
Well,
did you see Orlando today?
No, I did not.
They lost to Philly.
Yes, that's right. Because Philly scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
That's right. Damn. And you know what? I bet Philly. I bet Philly to win in my shout out to Pedla. There we go. I bet Philly to win with my like 4 or 5 team parlay. And obviously Inter Miami busted my parlay.
Jack said that it's on Sunday.
On Sunday. Nice. Okay. I like Sunday games.
We play 2 Sundays in a row because we have Sunday in Houston, and then we have Sunday against Charlotte that following Sunday at home.
Nice.
Yep.
Are we gonna live stream the game on Tuesday? Are we gonna do a watch along?
I hadn't considered it. Oh,
we're gonna have to talk about it.
Henry's look, how did I lose my voice and you didn't today?
I don't know. Henry thinks I'm dull today. I mean, it's fucking 12:17 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, and I am exhausted. And yes, I did bet on Miami today.
Yeah, tell him what you bet on.
Tell him. Well,
Tell them what you bet on.
I bet that Inter Miami would win and that
And what else?
Tadeo Agenda would score a goal. He didn't start. He didn't come off the bench. What an idiot.
Stop betting on your team. It's like the worst. It's like rule number 1. Don't bet on your team. It's like don't get high on your own supply. Don't bet on your own team.
Henry, this is a good question. Have we signed Obanda? I haven't seen anything official, but I'm hearing it more and more and more.
No, it's not official from the team, but it's been reported in several places that he signed with Atletico Madrid, but he's being loaned to us. So he is an Atletico Madrid player that's being loaned to us until December. So he's gonna play as our backup striker for the whole year and then head back to Madrid next January. So I mean, I hope that he does well. Don't fall in love with him, though, because he's only a 1-year rental.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I mean, is it official? Is it official tissue?
No.
Has been posted by the team.
But Maxi Falcon, he wasn't official for like a month, but we knew about it like a month before.
Yeah.
And then Baltasar Rodriguez, supposedly, same thing.
Boba's been at the stadium for like 5 months waiting for a contract. What about him?
No, I'm okay with the route we're going. We're going young South Americans rather than old Europeans, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I like. Look, you have this Obanda guy, the backup striker. He's like 18, 19.
Yeah,
love that. Give me the young guys. Baltasar Rodriguez, I think it's like 20, 21. And at one point, we said we didn't know where he would fit on this team. If Gressel isn't on here anymore, because it looks like he's going somewhere, I don't know where.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we got a spot for him. So he's going to be a depth piece, but I'm okay with that.
I am. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'm okay with that. And shout out to Alex. But I mean, I would try to say your last name. I don't know if I'm going to say it correctly, but I'm just going to
Berrocal.
there. Berrocal. Okay. You guys,
shout out to Alex. Much appreciated.
Oscar Ustadi, man of the match. So he's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Oscar Ustadi with the man of the match.
Now that a couple minutes have passed, I just want to re-emphasize, I am not insulting any Messi fans. I'm a Messi fan myself. Only the people that insult us in the comments. That I think it's weird that they continue to watch because they just enjoy insulting us. And
I don't mind being like critically.
Oh no, I don't. I usually screenshot them and send them to Chris, and we laugh about them. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I just wonder, like, because at some point it becomes the same people, and like, but why do you keep why do you keep watching if you don't like us? And you say we have no knowledge? Like, why do you keep watching us?
I don't get it.
All right, who do you think was the lowest rated player on the Foot Mob?
Lowest rated player is Wagon?
No, I'm surprised by who it was.
Wagon played very short amount of time.
Wagon was second. No, you know what? This is really off because Fafa is the second lowest, but he only played like 7 minutes. So okay, I'm just gonna tell you. I don't think you're gonna get it. Ustadi. I guess because he gave up 2 goals.
Yeah, probably. That would be it.
These it's hard to go off of these scores.
So who's the field player? That's
the lowest? Was Wagon or Fafa, technically 6'2", but I wouldn't count him. Or David Ruiz, but he also barely played. And then those are both 6.2 and 6.3. It's Wagon and Alba.
Wow. Well, Alba is the most noteworthy there because he played a lot of time.
And then Avila 6.4, but again 20 minutes, and he had a goal. So imagine if he didn't have that goal, it would have been like a 3.
It would have been like like a 1.
And then Kremaki 6.4, Suarez 6.5. You had
a lot of people are saying Sofa score.
Sofa score is better. I'm so accustomed to Foot Mob.
And Sofa score seems to be having better ratings.
And then Messi 8.8.
Messi deserves 8.8. He was a great player, had 2 assists.
I wish I could find who it was that said that they didn't want to draft Messi with that first overall pick in fantasy football. Look, you just missed out on 2 goal contributions. Like if you're not if you have the first overall pick in fantasy MLS and you just randomly decide not to draft Messi with the first pick, like what are you really doing?
And shout out to Esteban Dito. I was able to meet him today. I ran into him, Uncle Ed, and Julio. Shout out to Uncle Ed and Football Miami TV podcast. Guys, you guys freaking rock it. And Julio, shout out to you. Much appreciated for everything that you do for us and for the community, man. Without you guys, I don't know if Danny and I would be here doing a show about Inter Miami. So Esteban Dito says here, those who insult you might be your most devoted fans or simply their undercover podcast competition and they're in hating mode.
Ooh, do you think that there are other podcasts that are just coming on and just talking crap to us?
Maybe, but now I need to start making some egg accounts.
That's an interesting. I had never considered that.
Maybe because maybe they're like, I don't know, we don't talk enough Messi, so like they need to destroy us because we don't talk about Messi often, I guess.
So Sofa score. Who was the lowest? Do you think? It's not.
Well, I would say Wagon still.
It's Toto. Mm-hmm.
Toto Aviles. Wow. Oh, with the red card. Yeah, 23 minutes in.
And then Wagon and Luis Suarez were tied for second worst. So there you go.
Pretty close though. And shout out to R.L. Einstein. R.L. Stein says Messi is the GOAT.
Absolutely.
This is facts.
Absolutely. Nobody was ever going to argue that on here. I promise you that.
And Soccer Daddy, I promise, I will be going to sleep very shortly. Yeah, look at my eyes. I mean, and I haven't smoked or anything.
All right. Final thoughts. How did it feel to be back at the stadium, Chris?
It felt amazing.
Shout out to Henry. Appreciate you.
Yeah, shout out to Henry. This is a really cool comment.
How did it feel back? Because it was nice for me to be back, and I was barely there because I got there like 10 minutes maybe before kickoff, and then I left as soon as the first half ended. I ran out of there, so I was there for like 50 minutes. But even then, it just felt amazing to be back.
So I get there. We usually get there about an hour and a half, 2 hours early. We got there 2 hours early. It was nice to get in. They had a huge line to get shirts. I was able to get a shirt. I got free little bag or whatever. And it was nice. I mean, look, some of the food is the same, but then they got different food. Now they got tater tots, so that's cool. I haven't had any.
Do they still only have one Bustelo stand?
I haven't checked. I believe so. I didn't see any new Bustelo stand all the way to the store.
Yeah.
So
it was really cool going out there. Just to give everybody an idea of and I'll tell you right now, Davi, but just to give you an idea of how far we live, I left. Final whistle blew. We left. I got to my sister-in-law's house where she was taking care of my kids. I want to say the final whistle blew as we were pulling into the complex. So what is that? 11 extra minutes. Like it took us literally an hour, maybe a little more than an hour, right? Because halftime also. That's how far we live from the stadium. Yeah. I cannot wait for the new stadium. And for Davi asking why I left early, I have a 5-month-old baby. It was the first time we leave her with a babysitter for an extended period of time. And she has crazy mamitis. So she doesn't like to be away from mom. She goes crazy. So we were really worried about how the first time was going to go. So we wanted to play it safe. We went for the first half just because we missed it so much. And hopefully next time we can stay for the whole game, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's little by little, it'll happen. I know for sure I enjoyed the game. It was fun. It was nice to be back. And, you know, I can't wait for the next one. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been during the day, honestly.
The one positive was that I had no traffic getting out of the yellow lot today. And my cousin did park in the yellow lot, the NYCFC fan. He was texting me about how horrible the yellow lot is.
Because I ran out.
I guess he didn't. And he said that for 25 minutes, he was in the car, but no movement. So that's rough.
He saw me as we were leaving. Him
Oh.
and I were leaving at the same time.
And he
I
was
got
chilling?
in my car. No, we were leaving, like walking to the parking lot. I got in my car, literally just ran, almost ran kids over and everything.
Sean, you said Chrome is your friend. If I live right by Chrome.
Yes.
So you take Chrome to where? Because
Yeah,
that's
where do you
interesting.
catch Chrome from?
I never considered taking Chrome all the way up there. I thought that was too
Can you-
far. I thought that was too far east. That's
No,
interesting.
because you can catch Chrome from Broward County and take it all the way down. I've done it
That's
before.
interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I'm gonna have to look
Yeah.
into that next time. But the problem is getting out of the parking lot. So were you in the yellow parking lot?
Yes, I was in the yellow parking lot, which reminds me, I'm gonna have to talk to you because at this point, I don't think I'm gonna get my thang. So I'm gonna have to do a little thang. You know what I'm saying? Do a little thang.
No, we're not doing that thang. All right. All right. So any final thoughts there, Chris, before we head out of here?
We doing thanks. I got notes. Let's go, baby.
And for those wondering what Chrome is, it's a road, a very isolated road as far west as you can get in Miami, I think, right? I don't think you can go any further.
Serial killers live on Chrome.
That's like by the Everglades, and you can't go any further west in Miami. But I live right by there, and that's a good way to take to travel north if you're trying to avoid a lot of traffic and whatnot. And it says Chrome to Sheridan. Interesting, all the way up to Sheridan. I might have to look into that because it's so dark and like ominous driving up Chrome at nighttime. But yeah, Chrome is the furthest west you can go down here in Miami, and I live right by there. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
all right, Chris. Any final thoughts? I think you said thank or something else like that.
Yeah, we gotta get the thang, and then if not, because then we're just gonna have to take Chrome all the time and serial killer alligators out there.
Yeah. And final thoughts. It was nice to be back at the stadium. I mean, even though I only got to be there for the first half, it was still awesome. There's nothing like being at the stadium.
Yeah, man.
And we got a point, right? Because I mean, it could have been a lot worse, right? We could have just got no points. So we got a point, which
Yes.
is good. We only lost 4 games all last year. I would have hated to lose the first one of the year off the bat. So fair result when you have 10 men for most of the game.
You know who else got a point? Campana got a point.
Oh, they drew?
Yes.
Did he score?
No.
Not surprised. All right. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 23 minutes. We're pretty long on this one. And we'll be back on Monday to preview the second leg of the KC game. And at Monday at nighttime at 10 o'clock for Las Garzas. And we'll be talking with Solana and Xavier on there to see what they thought of today's game. So until the next one, have a good one.